time to stop playing games or start playing games. We have a wiring harness, the key, because I'm too lazy to take it off the steering column right now, a battery. Yeah, and the lighting is not set up for camera work right now, so forgive me for shining a light in your eyes. ECU is all hooked up. Mass airflow sensor. We have a fuel line connected and headed out over the back of the car to what may be one of the world's greatest fuel tanks. Because of course it used to be in the back of the car. Just the easiest place to put it for right now. Now, I've got everything hooked up. I think I've got all my grounds screwed down to something in the car. And, well, let's see what happens. Which way should I go? I think I'll go around this side. I hear fuel pump. Hey, did anybody check to see if this thing was in gear or not? Give that fuel pump a couple more chances. It wiggled. Wonder if that was because it's not in park. I think that might be park right there. I'm going to say it is. And I'll be quicker on the key this time. Fuel pump again. Get around here to where we can see the gauges. We can't leave it run long. Can't leave it run very long because I don't have a belt on it. I don't have an expansion reservoir for the water, although it is full of water. The radiator hose is just looped. Transmission lines are looped. Well, it's 8:45 at night, so I think we'll call it right there. Clean up some of this mess and maybe play with this thing a little bit more tomorrow. Make some more noise. In an attempt to keep it just a little bit quieter, I stuffed some steel wool down into the tailpipe. It broke the racket down a little bit. A little bit of work has been going on behind the scenes here to get to the point where we're at now. Matter of fact, a couple seconds ago I actually put motor mount bolts in it, so this won't be as exciting as it could have been. But, well, let's see what we've got here. Wrong key. It moves. And more importantly, the brakes actually work and they stop the car, considering there's only brakes on the front wheels. We'll get around to brakes on the rear wheels later. Well, let's move on up here and you can see just what a disaster this really is. Yep, there she is, the wiring harness. I keep reaching up and turning the wrong key. And I've got a fuel tank. Temporary fuel tank is now sitting up in the front. Hell, I've got a frunk, just like all them expensive cars. Got my sort of a silencer stuck on there. Just tack welded a piece of pipe on there and stuffed it full of steel wool. Keep the neighbors a little bit happier. All right, so now that we've took a look at the more serious aspects of this thing, we're gonna take a look at one of those, don't try this at home, don't do this at home. This is only temporary. Remember, I said this is only temporary just to get it running. I'm not gonna be driving this thing up and down the highway like this. Stay calm. All right, are you ready for this? This is it. Fuel cell. Yay! All right, it's only temporary, guys. I'm gonna actually put a real fuel tank in this thing somewhere. It may even end up in the center where the transmission tunnel would be if you had a real rear-wheel drive car. All right, so let's see if this thing will move itself over to this bay. Maybe I should put the hood down first. I mean, it's gonna be hard enough to see through that dirty windshield anyway. That's damn near a year of built up filth on that windshield. And we have gauges and stuff. It's a success. It's alive. It moved. No trails of oil, no smoke, no fire. Yay! All right, well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Now I can lift it up and down again.
Yeah. Cool. Good job.
And I didn't even have to use this. If I actually hit record on it. Oh, the red light's on, good deal. All right, now that I got it over here on the other side, up on the lift, I can work on running my hoses, pipes, and tubes under through this, what used to be for the exhaust. I already have the fuel line up in there, kind of routed a little bit. Got one of my tubes from my radiator laying in there just to kind of see how it's going to fit. Got to work out the angles and stuff. Also going to need to run 2 lines for heater hoses to the front and eventually AC. That should be a lot of fun. But for now, we're going to go up here to the front. To see whether we have enough room for a stock Impala SS radiator. Well, I did a quick measurement or two, thought it might fit, but it turns out it's going to be just a little bit too wide. Even if I move these lines out of the way, it's still just barely going to fit in there. So I guess what this means is a trip to the salvage yard, measure a few radiators, maybe get one out of another vehicle or some kind of an aftermarket radiator. Just one more thing that I have to figure out. While I am planning on making a forward mounted fuel tank, I don't believe the technology has gotten to the point where plywood 2x4s and tie wraps are going to work for a fuel tank bracket. So yeah, I can hear the screaming already. A fuel tank in the front, I already have some ideas how to protect it, and there are a lot of vehicles out there that had them in the front. And in the next video, I'm going to work on putting the fuel cell in. I've got the tank on order. It's about this size, so it's going to go right about here. And to protect it, I'm going to use the original motor mounts on both sides, run a piece of roll bar tubing across, probably a little bit further forward than what that is right there. And on the bottom of it, I'm going to come off the subframe, run a roll bar tubing forward from both sides, bend it around about this height, and then probably put a 1-inch tube X-brace in between them. That should keep it safe. We'll see how that works out in the next video. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Share this video so that everybody knows about this project. And as always, thank you very much for watching.